Stop watering your garden. Seriously, every time you drag out the hose on a hot afternoon in zone 9, 10, or 11, the water bill climbs, and by August, half the garden looks worse than when you started. The effort is real. The results are not. The heat is not the obstacle. For the right plants, the heat is the point. Here are 10 drought-tolerant plants that thrive in zones 9, 10, and 11. Some you know. Some you have walked past and ignored. All of them want less from you than anything else in your yard right now. Number 10. Lavender. Thin silver-gray leaves, dense purple flower spikes, a scent you can smell from 6 feet away. The tiny silvery hairs on each leaf are not decoration. They reflect heat away from the surface and trap a layer of still air that cuts moisture loss. The same principle as reflective insulation. Give it lean, sandy soil and full sun for 8 hours minimum. Water it daily, and it rots at the crown within weeks. The soil it needs is the soil most gardeners call bad. Plant it there, leave it alone, and it blooms reliably for years. Now here is one most people pull out thinking it is a weed. Number 9. Yarrow. Flat-topped clusters of white, yellow, or pink flowers above finely divided feathery leaves. Yarrow runs taproots down 12 inches or more into the subsoil, deep enough to reach moisture that surface-watered plants cannot access during a dry stretch. In zone 9 and above, where the top few inches of soil bake bone dry by July, those deep roots are the difference between a plant that struggles and one that does not notice. It spreads by both seed and underground runners, filling gaps without any help from you. Number 8. Bougainvillea. Woody climbing vine with cascades of papery pink, orange, red, or white structures that look like flowers. The actual flower is the tiny white center. When bougainvillea is stressed by heat and drought, it flowers more aggressively. Withholding water during the growing season actively triggers bloom production. Overwater it, and you get dense leaves and almost no color. The papery structures you see are modified leaves, not petals. They are the plant's way of attracting pollinators with almost no water investment. In zones 9 to 11, let the summer heat bake it against a wall, and it will cover 20 feet in a season. What if the plant that looked most delicate was the one built to handle the worst of it? Number 7. Russian sage. Thin, silver-white stems, small, deeply cut leaves, long wands of tiny blue-purple flowers that blur into a haze from a distance. The silver is not cosmetic. A dense layer of white hairs reflects solar radiation and reduces leaf temperature by several degrees, cutting the plant's water demand significantly in peak heat. Cut it back hard in late winter, and it comes back fuller the following season. In zone 9 and above, ignore it completely through summer, and it keeps flowering without a drop of supplemental water. Number 6. Coneflower. Echinacea. Raised orange-brown central cone, petals drooping slightly downward in pink, purple, white, or deep red. Tall, stiff stems that stay upright without staking. Native to the American prairie, baking summers. No shade, periodic drought. Its roots extend 6 to 10 inches deep with a thick central taproot that stores water and energy between seasons. After one full season in the ground, it runs almost entirely on rainfall, in zone 9 and above. Leave the seed heads standing through autumn. Birds strip them bare by December, and the plant self-seeds freely into surrounding soil. You are halfway through. The next 5 are why your water bill does not have to look like it did last August. Number 5. Blanket flower. Gaillardia. Bold, daisy-shaped flowers in red, orange, and yellow, banded in rings, low and spreading, with hairy stems that feel slightly rough to the touch. Those fine hairs serve a direct function. They create a boundary layer of still air around the leaf surface that reduces moisture evaporation in dry heat. Blanket flower evolved in the poorest, driest soils of the central and western plains, the kind of soil where compost and irrigation are the enemy, not the solution. Enrich the soil, and the plant uses the energy on roots and foliage instead of flowers. Keep it lean, and it blooms continuously from late spring through first frost. Number 4. Salvia. Upright spikes of tubular flowers in deep blue or purple. Aromatic leaves that release scent when brushed. Many salvia varieties coat their leaves in a slightly sticky aromatic resin. That resin reduces water vapor loss from the leaf surface and deters insects that would otherwise stress the plant in hot conditions. In zones 9 to 11, salvia peaks in the hottest months, flowering hardest precisely when every other plant is shutting down. Bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds track it for exactly that reason. It is the only reliable food source left standing. Number 3 blooms up to 3 times a season in Zone 9 with no extra water each time. Number 3. Catmint, Nepeta. Soft mounds of gray-green leaves and long arching stems covered in tiny blue-purple flowers spilling over path edges. Catmint stores carbohydrates in its root crown between bloom cycles. Cut it back by half after the first flush, and it recharges from the root and blooms again, sometimes 3 times in a single season, without any supplemental watering in Zone 9 and above. Most plants bloom once and require fertilizer and water to push a second flush. Catmint does it on its own reserves. Enrich the soil, and it converts that energy into leaves instead. Grow it poor and dry, and it flowers all season. The final 2 do not just survive the heat, they are completely indifferent to it. Number 2. Agave. A rosette of thick, rigid leaves with a sharp spine at each tip, architectural and sculptural. Some varieties reach 6 feet wide. Each leaf is a sealed water storage unit. The thick, waxy cuticle is nearly impermeable to water vapor. Agave loses moisture at a fraction of the rate of a conventional plant under Zone 10 or 11 sun. The leaf arrangement channels rainfall directly toward the root base. Once established, after 6 to 12 months, it needs no irrigation in most Zone 9 to 11 climates. It is not managing the heat, it has simply made the heat irrelevant. Number 1 does not need 6 months to establish. It is drought tolerant from the day you plant it. Number 1, Lantana. Dense flower clusters that shift color as they age. One cluster holds yellow, orange, coral, and red at once. Rough, scratchy leaves with a sharp, resinous scent. Lantana is drought tolerant from day 1. No establishment season needed. Its root system branches aggressively outward in the first weeks after planting, trading depth for wide lateral coverage of the soil moisture zone. In Zones 9 to 11, it blooms year-round, through the peak of summer and into winter. In contained beds or pots, it is invasive in some tropical regions. It is the closest thing to a permanent, zero-effort flower display that exists. Plant it and walk away. 10 plants, same zones, same relentless summers. All of them built for exactly the conditions that stress everything else in your garden and drain your water bill every August. The silver hairs, the deep roots, the waxy cuticles, the resin-coated leaves. These are not aesthetic choices. They are engineering solutions that took thousands of years to develop. You are not compromising on your garden by choosing them. You are upgrading it. The heat is not a problem these plants are tolerating. It is the environment they were built to run in.